save. Okay. Okay, for this, where is I? For this story, search results do not reset to top of page when user applies a filter, changes the page, or clicks reset to default from 1225, and must reset to top for all three cases below. Must reset to top in both the requisition tab and the items tab. Need several pages of results to see the issue. Okay. Search results are not reset to top of page when a filter is applied. Default search, scroll to the bottom of the results, click something else, some other filters. Still scroll to the bottom. And search results do not reset to top of page when user clicks reset to default. And they are not reset to top of page when user clicks on another page. I stuck at this one. Yes. So let's try to see the ref problem about ref and DOMs. Refs and the DOM callbacks. I'm totally new to the React ref. Requisition manager. Okay. Oh. 10:25. This whole page will scroll to top and stick the tabs and the table header are sticky to the top. When scroll down like this, they are sticky. However, now we want this part every time when we change the filters or change the pages or click reset to default, it can scroll to the top. Not here. Not here scroll to the top, but here scroll to the top. That's the difficult part. Let's see what ref is. Oh my, I'm afraid of hearing this windy sound from the laptop. My old Mac didn't work after several times of this windy sound. Okay. Refs provide a way to access DOM nodes or React elements created in the render method. In the typical React data flow, props are the only way that parent components interact with their children. To modify a child, you re-render it with new props. However, there are a few cases where you need to imperatively modify a child outside of the typical data flow. The child to be modified could be an instance of a React component, or it could be a DOM element, an instance of a React component, or it could be a DOM element. For both of these cases, React provides an escape hatch. When to use refs? There are a few good use cases. When we want to manage focus, text selection, or media playback. When we want to trigger imperative animations, maybe the scrolling to the top issue is in this belongs to triggering imperative animations, and then integrating with third-party DOM libraries. This is not our case. Avoid using refs for anything that can be done declaratively. I don't know if that pronounce. Does it pronounce? No. I don't know whether I pronounce right or wrong, but it doesn't matter. For example, instead of exposing open and close methods on a dialog component, pass an isOpen prop to it. Don't overuse refs. Updated to use the React.createRef API introduced in React 16.3. Creating refs. Refs are created using React.createRef and attached to React elements via the ref attribute. Refs are commonly assigned to an instance property when a component is constructed, so they can be referenced throughout the component. Oh, why I have to read it, not just read it? Because this year my concentration becomes worse and worse. If I just read an article, if I just read with my eyes, not with my mouth at the same time, I often get distracted to somewhere else. My phone is charging, so if my phone is not charging, I keep looking at the phone, playing video games, or watching videos. Only when I also say something, I can concentrate. This is a method I found recently. Creating refs. Refs are created using React.createRef method and attached to React elements via the ref attribute. For example, like this ref, this is an attribute. It's attached to this React element div. And refs are commonly assigned to an instance property when a component is constructed, so they can be referenced throughout the component. Like this, it's created using React.createRef, and this, after it's created, it's attached via the ref attribute, attached to this div element, but via the ref attribute. Accessing refs. When a ref is passed to an element in render, method, a reference to the node becomes accessible at the current attribute of the ref. Node equals this.myRef.current. A reference to the node, a reference to this node becomes accessible at the current attribute of the ref. ref is ref, and it's just attached to the React element via the ref attribute of this element. And then const node, like ref itself has its own attributes, and the value of the ref differs depending on the type of the node. When the ref attribute is used on an HTML element, the ref created in the constructor with React.createRef method receives the underlying DOM element as its current property. When the ref attribute is used on a custom class component, the ref object receives the mounted instance of the component as its current. You may not use the ref attribute on function components because they don't have instances. But now there is another case if we have a React hook. After React hook, we can use the refs for React hook, like this hooks. Wait a minute, why it doesn't work? Okay, whatever. The value of the ref, the value of this ref differs depending on the type of the node. When a ref is passed to an element in render, I have to keep repeating the sentences to understand what it means. Yes, that's me. A reference to the node. When a ref is passed to an element in render, a reference to the node becomes accessible. A reference to the node, ref actually is reference. A ref is passed to an element in render. A reference to the node becomes accessible at the current attribute of the ref. Means it's currently referenced to which node, and you can access it. Access. I think access is a noun. Access is a noun.
Access.
What? And then here, whatever. Now it's but I still want to take a look.
Access.
Yeah, it's a noun. Okay. When the ref attribute is used on an HTML element, like this, on an HTML element, is used on an HTML element, this ref attribute is used on an HTML element, the ref created in the constructor, this ref created in the constructor with create.ref method receives the underlying DOM element as its current property. When the ref attribute is used on an HTML element, the ref created in the constructor with React.createRef method receives the underlying DOM element as its current property. When the ref attribute is used on a custom class component, means we have, for example, this component. When we reference this component, we pass a ref attribute to this component. Then the ref object receives the mounted instance of the component as its current. The ref object receives the mounted instance of the component as its current. You may not use the ref attribute on function components. Adding a ref to a DOM element. Now there are two cases. We take a look at how we can add a ref to a DOM element, and how to add a ref to a class component. You see, like this, as what I said before. Okay. When adding a ref to a DOM element, this code uses a ref to store a reference to a DOM node. Uses a ref to store a reference, uses a ref to store a references to store a reference to a DOM node. Like this one, we create the text input. Create a ref to store the text input DOM element. Create a ref to store the text input DOM element. Create ref, and we use this ref to put where? This one, the input. This dot text input. This is the ref. Okay. Okay. Focus text and focus text input is this dot focus is the method in this custom text input component. Explicitly focus the text input using the raw DOM API. Note we are accessing current to get the DOM node. We are accessing the current property in this ref created from the constructor. And what's the current property is referenced to? It references to this DOM element. Okay, this DOM element. So we are accessing current through this accessing this current property to get the DOM node. The DOM node is this input element. Tell React that we want to associate the input ref with the text input. We want to associate the input ref with the text input that we created in the constructor. Is a button value focus the text input on click? Why it's separate? Well, so when we on click, we click here, it will access the current property through accessing the current property to get the DOM node. And the DOM node is this one. There are two input, and one is text in text type and one is in button type. Yes. React will assign the current property with the DOM element when the will assign the current property with the assign this current property with the DOM element when the component mounts, and assign it back to null when it unmounts. Ref updates happen before component did mount or component did update lifecycle methods. The ref updates happen before component did mount or component did update lifecycle methods. Adding a ref to a class component. Okay, let's take a look. Wait a minute. My mouth is exhausted already. The throat hurts. Sore throat, yes, my throat hurts. But what can I do? Let's see what other messages. Is there any messages? No. Okay. If we wanted to wrap the custom text input above to simulate it being clicked immediately after mounting, we could use a ref to get access to the custom input and call its focus text input method manually. If we wanted to wrap the custom text input above to simulate it being clicked immediately after mounting, to simulate it being clicked this button immediately after mounting. Oh my god, it's like immediately. Okay, it being clicked immediately after mounting. We could use a ref to get access to the custom input and call its focus text input method manually. Auto-focus text input. Before it's the custom text input. Means not just you can input something, but at the same time, when I click it, when I click the button, but in input type, but in input tag, it will focus on the type, on this input of type text. Ref dot focus. Now we create ref. It's also a ref named text input. When there is a lifecycle method which is component did mount. When component did mount, and in the component there is an instance of the custom text input, we put the ref to this one. So we use a ref attribute of the custom text input to assign the ref created in the constructor of autofocus text input component, which means text input component. The tone or the key should be down, not up. If it's up, it seems like you are asking something or you are wondering something. Okay. In this way, it means that now the ref text the text input ref, its current property is referencing to the mounted instance of the component, the mounted instance of the custom text input component. Okay. When component did mount means when this custom text input instance does mount, then directly automatically focus on it. The current of focus text input. Focus text input is a method in the custom text input, right? So it says if we want to wrap the custom text input above to simulate it being clicked automatically after mounting, simulate it being clicked immediately. Then after its mount, we use in the lifecycle method component did mount, we call the focus text input method directly. We could use a ref to get access to the custom input and call its focus text input method manually. Note that this only works if custom text input is declared as a class. Refs and function components. By default, you may not use the ref attribute on function components because they don't have instances. If you want to allow people to take a ref to your function component, you can use forward ref, possibly in conjunction with use imperative handle, or you can convert the component to a class. You can, however, use the ref attribute inside the function component as long as you refer to a DOM element or a class component. Oh, it's like this. You can, however, use the ref attribute inside the function component as long as you refer to a DOM element. You use the ref to refer to a DOM element or a class component. Like in this it means you cannot use ref directly to the ref. You cannot use ref directly to the function component, but you can use ref inside the function component as long as this ref refers to a DOM element or a class component. Like this. This is a DOM element input, and you can still use ref when this is a function component. And here we have the use ref. Use ref is like in the React hook. Use ref, not this not React.create ref, but use ref. No, at first it's no. And when we handle click, the text, and then at first when we initialize this, the text input must be declared here so the ref can refer to it. Text input must be declared here so the ref can refer to it. And then the ref we use the ref attribute of in this DOM element to refer to this node, and then the current refers to this node, and dot focus. Yes, exposing DOM refs to parent components. Oh my god, there are a lot, but you still have to do it. Add scroll to top in React. Use, I think this is scroll to top. Create a scroll to top arrow using React hooks. Can I see the demo? Is there any demo? React hooks. Oh, my. Oh, wait a minute. What? Why? Many things can be. Oh, wait a minute. Let's try this. This side, because we have a scroll to not window.scroll, but this is an element. You create an element and then scroll to element. The scroll to method of the element interface scrolls to a particular set of coordinates inside a given element. Inside a given element. Inside a given element. Wait a minute, this one. You see, I am distracted already from the documentation of the ref to something else. But thank God I'm not distracted from the work to the phone or to the video games. It's not video games maybe, but whatever. The tomato timing is effective or it's true. An adult can only concentrate on work or study around 25 minutes. Yes, so I from 12:25 to now almost 12:51 is, yes, 25 minutes. So we add 25 minutes to our work, get authorization. Oh no, wait a minute. I remember in the data table body and then table rows, each table row we give it we still pass table row, and then it's the table row we have the ID. There should be, yeah, no, ID, okay, here, table.row ID, yes. And let's try requisitions, not scroll auto, scroll to element, use effect. Element, try scroll to X is maybe 100. Scroll to as scroll up, X coordinate is positive or wait a minute, positive or negative. If you scroll the page, you will notice that as window relative button position are always the same. For a positive window, scroll by. Scroll 100 to the right, like this. Number of pixels for the method for this, the visible of the window scroll bar must be set to true, cause the visible property of scroll by along positive will scroll to the right, scroll to the left, scroll to the right. How many pixels to scroll by you along the y-axis? The x-axis is horizontal and the y-axis is vertical. This is similar as in the math class, but it's different from the x-y coordinate in the algorithm things. In the algorithm, the data structure and algorithm questions, problems. So in HTML, in the window DOM things, x-axis positive will scroll to the right, and negative will scroll to the left. If scroll along the y-axis, positive values will scroll down. Wait a minute, positive values will scroll down. Negative values will scroll up. Scroll by. This is 0, definitely 0. And negative 80. Let's try this one first. Scroll. If first item positive will scroll down, negative will scroll up. Let's take a look. So come on, there's something wrong here. I plan to, it's from 12:25, right? So I will take a break around 1:10. Yes, because I need to have lunch. When I have lunch, do I need to make it on air? Yes, maybe. Okay. But I will stop these and of course disconnect this, because this thing, it can only last for last around 8 hours or 7 hours. I'm not sure, maybe 7 hours or just 6 hours, because I basically connect around 9:30, or at the earliest time is 9. Then and it always disconnect automatically by itself around 3 to 4, which is just 7 hours. Okay. Oh, it counts the 7 hours. Yes. Okay. 7 hours is the working hours. 25. Actually, I want to console.log window.page.y scroll y property client xel.get bounding.rect. This one. el.const el rect equals el.get bounding client rect, and const client x is elrect dot left, const client y is elrect dot top. Then client x, client y. In this no, wait a minute. There is a very detailed explanation with a picture to demonstrate client x and client y. But now, where is it? I cannot find it. That's a great one. This one? No, we've checked it. How about this one? Scroll. It says the client x is the distance from the left of the screen to the element, and the client y is from the top side of the screen or the window of this window to the element. Is that right? Window client x. VS page x. Okay. Images. Something like this. This is client y, and this is page y, web page scrolled. This is the browser window. Like this. This is the browser window, not counting this part, just this the browser window. And let's take a look at this. Maya. Client screen. What is between screen and page? Stack Overflow. Yes. Page X. Client X. Okay. And this is body now. Mouse events and the difference. Now program sort. You see, all these kind of stuff are what we need to remember. Scroll down, it's positive. Scroll up is negative. Scroll downwards and scroll up, negative. You can try this one. Scroll down, scroll up, scroll to the right, scroll right, scroll left, scroll right, scroll left, negative, scroll right, positive, scroll down, positive, scroll up, negative. Okay, this is scroll by. The scroll by, yes, scroll by scrolls the document by the specified number of pixels. Actually, you see, like this one, this is the document, we call it web page, and this is the browser window. Here, scroll by 100 something, this scroll by window. The scroll by is to scroll the document by 100 pixel horizontally, and if this is the positive number 0, which is scroll the document by 100 pixel. The 100 is the pixel, okay? 100 is the unit of the units, the English, oh my god. The units of these numbers are pixels, yes. And if switch these two numbers, I want to say swap, okay, whatever, it means scroll by 100 pixel vertically. Number positive is scroll down for the y axis, for the second number, y number, and negative is scroll up. Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, we call the data table. Yes, the data table. Returned. What? It's not finished, sorry. I forget that. Client X is erect. Wait a minute. Erect. I will. And then呀，打字做乜咁樣 ？Hard to type. Why? Client X. Jason. Oh, these three should be here. Window. Scroll by or element. Okay, and we have the client. What is the transcend? Is this and is I no. Up to now we move them back. Move them back to the same browser window. New tab to another window. This is the browser window. And so now there are only 4 here. Okay. 25. Index. Console.log. To be honest, I think these, yes, wait, no, up to here. Scroll auto. We don't need that. Actually, the first item, set first item. Do we need that? No. Do we need this? No. Console.log function use rect const sort by column. Use effect. We try this one. Use effect. Doing this way. Form. Page. Okay. Oh, you use effect in this way. Use effect itself is a method, is a function, and there are 2 parameters. It's like this. Use EFFACT, use effect. Yes, this is a. And what you should pass in, the thing you should pass in is, it's void. You don't need to return anything. Not like use state. You will return something. Here you don't return. You return nothing, and this nothing is you do something. This is the first one, and a function. What you should do when it's mount, and then the second one is based on what. When what changes. When what change, you do it. Let's see. I'm making this to adjust from 10. At first it's 10 limit and now it's 25. And when I work here and I try here and I see the details in the dev tools. This is front-end developers work, the 3 workplace, if not talking about the Git, something like that, or window, or not mentioning the laptop, the electricity, the charger, this kind of stuff. And these are the 3 workplace, of course, and the Stack Overflow, but it's in the browser. Over here I'm not looking at something else, but I just have 2 screens. One screen is for this back screen is to see what I work, what I search, what I type. Another screen is to see to demo what's displayed. Okay, this is, let me see, dev tool. It's not. Stock. Why nothing is console? Nothing is console.log. Why nothing there? I don't use the use effect. I just do what? From here, sort by column, can't get actions. I do here, maybe. Yes, try this way. It doesn't change. Nothing change. Window does scroll by. Yes. It just doesn't scroll by. Inner height. Yes, window dot inner height. What the heck is that? Data table. Table row. It totally does have a nothing. Scroll by. And no, not this one. Dev tools. We still have this. 282193no 282 client Y top negative is a line right scroll no should be scroll down. This is scroll up. This is scroll down. Yeah, scroll up. Top. Yes. Why? It says it's not. Data. Table body. Table pod. Now window does scroll by. If its element does scroll too.等等，我实在太饿了。OK， 1:30。No, not this one。有咩記錄啊？后来遇见他，陪我春秋冬夏。I am working on this one. Okay. 25 to something. Some 1 hour. Should be this. Okay. Save. Not end stream, but I have to. The local is running. Okay. This local is running, so I exited. I want to stop the OBS because it really takes battery. Is that called battery? I'm not sure if I stop it what will happen, to be honest. But yes, this one is stopped. I also quit it. Yes, quit. Make it less stream. I also quit it. Yes, quit. Make it less stream. Let's try. I also quit it.